R27, but as you can hear from the exhaust note and from the flutters coming from the front, this isn't standard. It has the R26 MEGANE engine in it. So, first impressions. If you're going to take your little Clio that runs, what, 194 brake horsepower from the factory and up it, this one has 270 brake horsepower with this engine setup. What a jump up in power, but what a jump up in performance and torque as well. This has 280 foot-pound of torque, and you can really feel that. It seems to drag itself so much better out of a corner with this sort of power. Now, I've actually done 2 of these for the channel before, but I've never driven one. So massive thank you to Wayne for letting me take this out. I've even adopted his driving gloves today just to go and have a riot in this Clio. Now, among the many modifications that has been done to this, the key factors are that engine, the 2-litre turbocharged engine that has been basically put in this plug and play at the end of the day. The ECUs need to be mapped, and there's a couple other things that need to be done, but they sit on the standard engine mounts in these Clios, so an incredibly easy engine swap to do. The other thing to point out is the tyres on this. The tyres, the D-Max 225/45 17-inch tyres are things of beauty. Not only do they look fantastic, I mean, look at the size of the sidewall. The sidewall is huge. They have pretty much 0 flex on the sidewall, which means that on a track day, they make so much sense to have on this car. No tyre flex from the sidewalls means it's more chuckable. I've even felt that on the road. That strengthened tyre wall on these tyres made such a difference. Also, it looks really cool, doesn't it? I mean, it looks so track-based just through having these tyres on the car. It's just so poised, this thing. Poised and well set up with these Sparco bucket seats holding me in the car as I'm blasting through English B roads. These little Clios, when they came out, is such a good little car, but if you're willing to put anything into them, the results are just phenomenal. Now, it is actually running standard diff from the R26. It has a very, very notchy gearbox in this. It's also sat on B14 coilovers, which means drop it into this corner. Absolutely on rails, this thing. Drop it into here, 2nd gear. 0 body flex, 0 roll from the actual car and chassis itself. Wow, wow, wow. It just is so chuckable, so chuckable. Chuck it in. This is just wow. Wow, wow, wow. Let me break it down. It's really hard to explain over video how this car really performs and how it feels. It feels incredibly light. The chassis is so light in these little Clios. It's on its toes as well. Literally a little bit of steering input and it just hangs straight round the corner. It's been a while since I've driven something this light with this sort of power that is so chuckable. I mean, it's incredibly impressive. And the setup underneath with the coilovers mixed with these tyres with a turbocharged engine. I mean, yeah, oh, it's hard to explain. Chuckability, 2nd gear. Literally, no fight, no worries whatsoever from that front end. It just turns straight in. What a car, what a car. So guys, just take a quick look around this Renault Clio R27. It started life as a 2-litre with 194 brake horsepower from the factory, but this has the MEGANE R26 2-litre turbocharged engine just up front, running 270 brake horsepower, 280 foot-pounds of torque. We're going to start with the body styling though, because although a lot hasn't changed, I want to run through this car because I love the way these things look. Coming up to the front, it has these aero catches with a little bit of
carbon fibre ducting just going down there. It also has these gloss black grills here, opening up to the AirTech intercooler that's sat just behind the front bumper. You have these really cool standard front lips just at the front there with Renault Sport just down there. Coming around to these DMAC huge track day but still road legal tyres, which have massive sidewalls. I mean, look how big the sidewall is on these tyres. No flex from these, well, I found today, no flex from the sidewalls on these. Phenomenal tyres, transform the way this car drives. These are sat on Pro Race 1.2 Team Dynamics wheels with the big fat Brembos just behind the front wheels, coming down to this ducting here, which again, standard feature, but I just want to point out because I really love the way it gives a bit more purpose to this front end, makes it look a lot wider. You have the Renault F1 Team World Championship stickers that you get from the factory coming down to the rears as well. Again, you get a sense of how big these, although they're 45s, they're incredibly large tyres. Just give a lot of presence to this car, makes it look so thick, so purposeful. Coming round to the back end, you have the K Sport rear section coming down from a sports cat. You also have the aero from the original car there just at the top with the carbon fibre sides on it. Again, love the way these cars look. They look so purposeful and cool from the factory with the little diffuser and stuff at the back. But again, if you're going to put wheels and tyres and coilovers on one of these, just makes it look so much better. Coming into the inside, have a look at these Sparco Sprint bucket seats. Very comfortable, and again, inexpensive to get these in the car. The original seats that come with these, you could probably sell them and buy these seats if you were to go that way and you wanted a bit more bucket seat in your life. It has OMP harnesses as well. And coming down to a short shifter on the standard R26 gearbox, you have this Say-Belt, just coming to the Say-Belt steering wheel, which I absolutely love. Driving gloves just up there as well. It just gives so much feel. I know people may not understand why driving gloves in a Clio is a good idea, but it makes so much sense with this steering wheel and the way this car's set up. We'll pop the boot just to show you guys what's going on in the back. It has a false floor sort of carpet coming down here with the battery in the back, with this SW Motorsports half cage with the harness bar in there as well. And under the engine bay you have the R27 MEGANE engine, 2-litre turbocharged with 270 brake horsepower, capped in my opinion for track use, so you're not going to be going through clutches, you're not going to be going through, you know, various parts on this engine because you're running more brake horsepower. I think at that power it has enough grunt and ability, I think personally, to really enjoy, but without breaking everything under the sun. It has 630 injectors with this AirTech induction kit. It has a Forge actuator and the Forge recirc valve, and it has an AirTech front mounted intercooler, but it's sprayed black so you actually can't see it behind the front bumper, giving a little bit of stealth to this little Clio. And another thing I want to point out is this is an incredibly easy, he says, conversion to do to your Clio. Although you've got to spend the money on the engine and the parts and getting it right, it is actually it isn't actually too hard to get these in the car. These do run, you know, relatively same mounts, relatively same drive shafts and everything, so it is actually quite an easy thing to do to your 197. It just feels so light on its feet, and I can see why so many people are doing this to their Clios. From the factory, they're phenomenal, so you put any more power, any more grip, any more stability in these cars, you're going to get one hell of a driving machine out the other side. And this is what this is. The breakdown is, this is a track focused car that has been built for reason, for purpose. It's been thought out. I can't remember the last time I drove something that turned in this well. It literally goes any direction you want it to with any sort of steering input from the front end. It will just go. There's no slip, no understeer, no oversteer, no worry from the back end. It's stripped out of the back, but there's no real, you know, loss of weight at the back, if that makes sense. You don't tip into a corner worrying about that rear end coming out. I think it would tear my teeth out the side of my face before it actually lost grip, this car. Coming onto this Say-Belt steering wheel though, it actually has this carbon fibre panel at the bottom which retains its original buttons that this steering wheel would
originally have. So it still has cruise control. So you can absolutely enjoy yourself in any B-road situation in comfort with these lovely seats, door cards and everything. And then on the way home, when you genuinely can't be bothered to drive, put it on cruise control. Now, I think to anybody that's willing to delve in to buy one of these, they are readily available with the engine swap. But if you do want to do the engine swap, as I've been told, not that I have ever done it, but it's relatively straightforward. Standard engine mounts, you put drive shafts in it, a bit of ECU fettling. It's not easy to engine swap any car, but by the sounds of it, these seem to be one of the simplest engine swaps you can do. And the outcome, when you put it on some just phenomenal tyres, these coilovers will actually tear everything out of you before it loses grip, this thing. I am so impressed. So impressed. Oh, what a car. So guys, if you did like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, smash the subscribe button, check out fydapparel.com. That's how I'm able to produce all of these videos. Again, massive thank you to Wayne for giving me his driving gloves for a start, because this is just funny. I've never driven a car on road, on YouTube, with driving gloves. And I've really enjoyed it. It's a sense of occasion in this car that I wanted. I wanted it to be a bit more of a sense of occasion, and that's what I've got from this experience. So again, massive thank you to Wayne. And as always guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.